Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're going to show you how to make a napkin holder that can change for every occasion. Let's get into it. I've been wanting to make a napkin holder for the holidays, but I didn't want to make something that would just end up in a storage bin in a couple months. So my idea is to make a napkin holder that I can change for each upcoming holiday or season. I started with a few scraps of pine for the base. There are no strict rules for the size, so I just used one of our napkins to base the dimensions on. After the pieces were cut, I rounded the corners of the two side pieces. Then I routed out two relief spaces on each side piece for a flat washer to sit in. The idea is that I'm going to add magnets to the detachable decorative panels that will go on each side of the napkin holder, and these will be held in place with those washers.
That guy's a genius.
I also put a large chamfer around the top and two sides of each side piece to give them a slimmer look. I used 5-minute epoxy to glue the washers in place. After some thought, I cut the base in two sides a little smaller and put a large chamfer on each end of the base. Then after some sanding, I glued and screwed the pieces together. For finish, I applied some Odie's oil. Once the base was done, I could start on my first set of detachable sides, and I started with some scraps of oak. I decided to go for some mountains with a more modern look. I used some carpet tape to hold the two pieces together to be able to cut them out at the same time.
It's a great idea.
Once they were cut out, I drilled some recesses and glued in some 1/2-inch rare earth magnets. After some sanding, I stained the pieces with some gray gel stain and painted some white peaks on the mountain tops. Alright, our napkin holder is finished, and as you can see, I ended up with two because there were a few things on the original base design that I really wasn't happy with, so I ended up making a different one. Let me go over a few of those details real quick. One of the biggest differences you're going to notice is the width on these. As you can see, this is the original one and this is the new modified one, and I decided to make it a lot narrower. The wide one just was too much. If we take these panels off, you can see, if you remember, I attached these pieces on the top and they're pretty beefy, they're pretty wide. Now I could have shaved that down to maybe ½ an inch or something, but I still needed enough meat there to grab a screw underneath. So I thought that a better idea would be to actually cut it out of thinner wood. I used the same oak that I used for the side panels, and then I actually inset it into the base. As you can see, I cut out a notch in the base and set the wood in, so make it as narrow as possible. It's nice and sleek. I think that if I redid it for a third time, I would actually make just a teeny bit wider. It holds a good amount of napkins for my household, but if you have a very large family, you may want something a little wider. Either way, both bases work perfectly fine, and they're really easy to swap out. It simply just comes off and the new ones go back on, and I love it so that I can just make as many of these as I want for as many seasons or holidays as I want. As you can see, I got 3 different designs here. I have the original mountains that you saw in the video. I also have this design for the fall time or Thanksgiving, and I actually use my router to etch this out. I will leave links to the engraving bits that I used into the router in the description below. We also have a video on fall decor where I did a lot of this if you want some better examples of how this was done. The third one is just some simple cutouts that I picked up at the local Hobby Lobby, painted them and stuck them on there. This is a really fun project because you can mix and match and just change them up. Whenever you get bored with one, you can swap it out for another, and you can do that without having to change the base. And I love that these are nice and flat and easy to store. You can just stack them up and put them in a drawer and swap them out as you want to. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this project or any other ways that you could think that we can improve on this. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe and have a great day.